Hello, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Tuxedo Ian. We are getting back into our playthrough of Book of Hours. This will be video number 40. We are making good progress. It is summertime. We've done some harvesting. We read another book, and we are preparing to see what we can get done today. So let's dive in and see what we can do. So we have a sunny day to work with today. We have a lesson on orchids and narcotics that we just acquired from our book that we read that we're trying to master. And we have another lesson that will get it to level 2. So our plan today was we are going to hire ourselves a barber. In the summer, the barber comes to keep the villagers kempt. A shilling will buy his services. Barbers offer moth and a little rose. Alternatively, add a soul card to find any rarer guests who might be seeking employment. So we can hire ourselves a traveling barber for 1 shilling. The itinerant barbers of the South Country will keep you clean and kempt, make sure you don't miss out on any news or gossip, and arrange matters so that you aren't too troubled by vermin. Snip, snip. So we will start by giving him a tryst to boost his moth up to 4. Secret sorrows may join our strengths. Boosts moth and moon. And then we will give him this skin shuck mead, which will get him to 10. And then we just need 1 more point from something. Let's see, we can put this driftwood log. Oh, we can set it on the table here for now. So let's see, we need something with moth. Oh, we can give him the shears of the sisterhood as a tool. That will get him to 11, and that will allow him to open up that door. And there is our memory of satisfaction that we carried through the night. Let's see, what else can we work on? We have this, which is being reread, so we can use the forge to read this book here. Oh, and we have Journey to the Grove. We forgot to mark that with what it gives. It gave us satisfaction. So we'll mark that now. And then we will move it from our unread shelves to our read shelves over here. Will not fit there, so we'll just toss it with the rest of the books over here in Christopher's Nook. Alright, so there's our Memory of Foresight. So we have our forge. So we're going to attempt to read The Carmine Petal Revised, an apparently theoretical project proposed by Lionel of the Society of the Noble Endeavor, which might permit the imprisonment of a renegade forge name, a very heavily revised edition of an earlier and even more controversial work. So we will start by adding metal. Forge, the wavering spark, perhaps. So that gives us 4. We add that and we get to 10. So let's see, we need 2 more points. What do we have that can give us? Well, we can use the mortar and pestle up here, I believe. Yes, and that will give us 11, which is almost enough. And we should have enough to get us there, so what we will do, just to make sure we do, we will read De Horis again, just so we have... Wrong one. We want volume 2. We will read this one again, just to make sure we have a forge memory. We have plenty of forge objects. We have metal, we have shaft, we should have everything we need to get that finished. Alright, there's orchids and narcotics. There's no greed without beauty, which it gives us grail and nectar. So that's another harvesting skill. So we apply that. And we apply a health. And increase that to level 2. What comes, neither of us knows yet, but we will. Okay, and then we can give him this skin shuck mead that we've been saving. That gets him to 10 moth. And then we just use the shears of the sisterhood, which will get him to 11. And we can open up that room. Yes, we can open up the worm-eaten hall. This place bears the unmistakable traces of worms, the serpents which are no serpents. They are almost certainly gone, but we'll take no chances. Worms are difficult to evict from buildings, but much harder to evict from people. Okay, Orchids and Narcotics is now level 2, so that gives us yet another gathering skill. We have this luggage to investigate. Crack open something rare. Crack open the container, delight in your discovery. Down to the Grushians. We actually have another pair of the sisters' shears there. And while it is summertime, we can come over here to the garden and we can harvest some stuff there. Carrots, tomatoes, marrows, and blessed onions, all the unsung heroes of the stew pot. We can gather all of those, plus we can go gather some more grapes. Alright, so there's our forge memory. So let's see what it's going to ask us for. We need art, and we have an epiphany, or soul. So we can actually just apply a metal and finish this up. Or we can wait and just give it some art to save the soul piece. Let's wait and see what, because I know we have some forge artwork somewhere, but let me double check and just find where something is. Oh, right there. Dr. Serena Blackwood. No one is in the picture, only an empty garden. Alright, so we can now put our barber to work. And open up this worm-eaten hall. Alright, rest my eyes. Take a moment to look at something here. So that brings us to 12 forge. Forge the kindled flame. We found another hallowed anthropoderm. Yes, it's human skin, but not just human skin. Let's see, where can we stash that? We can just put this on the table right here. We're probably not going to need it, but if we ever do, we know it's there. Alright, so let's see what we can learn from this book here. This will teach us about disciplines of the hammer. Good, we need more lessons in that. The book was evidently revised sometime after the Wars of the Roads had ended, but even then, this kind of discussion would have been politically difficult. Lionel suggests that the disciplines of scar and hammer together would be necessary to create such a prison, but that either on its own would serve to release its occupant. Okay, so something that could imprison a forge name, but then either hammer or scar would be able to release it. Definitely something to be reminded of if we ever find something like that hidden away somewhere. And this is a foresight book. So we can toss this up on our raid shelves. Did not like that. Grab it there. and move it there. So let's see, what else do we have laying around that we may be able to read? 16 heart, even with Ericapaean. Ericapaean does not give us any heart at all. So let's see, what are our highest heart skills? We have... Is Edict's Inviolable the highest we've got? 5? Yeah, I don't think we're getting to 16 heart with just a 5. 7. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Okay, so we do have Disciplines of the Hammer to work with here. So we can improve this to give it 6 edge and 5 forge, or we could improve Anberry and Lapidary, give it more forge and sky. So let's see, what else do we have to work with here? We could improve Disciplines of the Scar, we could improve Edicts Martial, we could improve Auroral Contemplations, Sharps, Ragged Crossroads, Sickle and Eclipse. If anything, we just improve Disciplines of the Hammer. Forge, we get Anberry and Lapidary, Bells and Brasseries, Disciplines of the Hammer, Door and Wall, Henavik, which is already assigned. We could do Pyroglyphics, we could do Spices and Savors, we could do Transformations and Liberations. That actually might be helpful because that would give us plenty more forge power, but the trick is getting 6 forge memories. Or moth memories. So I think what we'll do... We have 1 forge memory already. So we need 3 more. We'll go ahead and level Disciplines of the Hammer up to level 5 so that we can use it to make anything that its forge side can do fairly easily. So we have Foresight. We can do Pattern. That's 2. Then we need Forge or Edge, so we can do Victory of Crowns, gives us Edge. So that's 3. We can come over here with a Fet, and we can read that, which gives us Edge. That's 4, and that is 4. So that's the 4 memories that we need to level Disciplines of the Hammer to the next level. And it just occurred to me, we forgot to check what Mr. Agdistus is able to speak, whether he can teach us anything new. Let me check my notes and see if what we missed. Mr. Peter Agdistus knows Fusine, so we already have that, so he would not be able to teach us anything new. We have, while we're busy there, we'll investigate another piece of something especially tasty. So, food of some type. Alright, we have the jail hall. Here the guards and the prisoners would take their meals. Sometimes callers, too, would descend from his tower and discuss philosophy with the prisoners, ethics with Annotaeans, theology with Flabites. Afterwards, he would generally burn his notes. And we found a lacquered bone chess set, born of battles, 2 edge, a serving cart where we can pour out liquids, some Dawn Lion coffee, a Spartan chair. The cushion has been removed, perhaps as an act of petty revenge. Some Isle water. And 4 nocturnal books. We will go ahead and grab these and start reading or cataloging these at the very least. Book of it around the time of Hush House's nocturnal period, around the turn of the century. Luckily, we have enough empty desks so we can just get this done. We'll see what's hiding in all of those. Hopefully something useful. Still trying to figure out how we're going to get to 12 nectar there. Probably have to wait until we get some more skills leveled up. Alright, we have A Tower Rises. A phonograph is packaged with a glossy card in the bright pink of a dog rose, with the words A Tower Rises in 9 languages on both sides. There is no other identifying information at all. 18 rows. That's going to be a trick. And it's written in VAC. And it teaches us about preliminal meter. So let's see. What is our highest rows skill? Pearl and Tide gives us 7. So we still need 11 on top of that. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11... plus the globe would be, or we could actually use another memory. So 13, we'd still need 5 points. Yeah, that's going to have to wait for a while. But we'll hold on to that for now. And we found another phonograph. Velitary Interviews. Interrogations of a man named Lacombe, a former Nocturnal Branch inspector, now identified as terminally robogoid. 6 heart. Well, we'll definitely be able to read that one. And it teaches us more about Edicts Inviolable, so that actually we'll go ahead and get that started right now because we need more levels of that one for heart. So let's see, heart, and Edicts Inviolable gives us enough heart to read it. So we'll get that started. We also found the Twin Serpent Tantra. Just before the outbreak of the Great War, Alexander Sparrow, almost certainly a pseudonym, published leaflets claiming the influence of snake princes on world affairs. This text, called the Twin Serpent Tantra, was his primary inspiration. 8 Nak, and it's written in Sanskrit, and it teaches about Edicts Liminal. So we can definitely read that one. So we can actually pop it back in here. We can add our Shapt. We can add preliminal meter, and that gives us 8. We are a match for this book. So we'll start reading that. Alright, so there's 1 knock. Forge, 2 edge. Carrots. Okay, so there's our food is ready. We will drop the Tower Rises over here. And our grapes, we will just move those over to the shelves here. Oops, missed. There we go, drop those on the shelf. And we'll drop our bags of vegetables on the shelves too. Another movie reel. Experiment Beyond Sight. Ilse Bischoff's bewildering, widely derided final film. 8 Moon. And there we go. So let's see. So that gives us all of that. We're almost done. We need another 30 seconds for that. So let's see. Can we watch this movie? Okay, so this actually is where things are a little tricky. We need something. We need 8 Moon. But we can get 6 of that from a Wormwood Dream. And then we need to find a skill that will go in here that has Moon on it. We can use a Faust, even though that doesn't help us with that, but we can use... We can use Oronoscopy, which allows us to master this mystery. And this will teach us about more edicts inviolable. So that will definitely be helpful. About to get a big boost to our heart capabilities. So what did we find in this container? Some more domain raveling. Alright, so we will apply Disciplines of the Hammer. 1, 2, 3, 4 memories and a lesson. And we will use metal. And improve this skill to 5. So satisfying to have come so far. Then let's see. For the other one, we were planning on looking at... I think our best bet would probably be to throw this at spices and savors so that we can get another point of nectar. Because that seems to be the easiest way to get us some nectar right now. And that would be 6, which would make it a lot easier, a lot closer to getting that 12 that we need to read that book. So... although we have 5 nectar there as well from Rites of the Roots, so that would get us... and having 5 forge on the spices and savors probably would not be bad. So we'll do that. So we need 4 forge or nectar memories. So we can do ambrosial for nectar. We can do Dehorus for forge. We can do pattern for forge. We need 1 more. One more forge or nectar. So we could do Lady Eva's Repose, which gives us regret for, and that gives us 4 memories with forge on. Another option we have is Memory Touch, which we get by touching an object. But our Consider verb is busy right now, so that wasn't an option. Alright, Disciplines of the Hammer is at level 5. 6 Edge and 5 Forge. Alright, that book is receding apace. Our movie is proceeding apace. Our phonograph record is proceeding apace. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Spices and savors. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the lesson and metal. And this will also be level 5 now. Night has fallen, dusk will come soon. So is there anything we can use this sunny day with before night falls too far? I believe we can. So let's craft ourselves another fife, because we did find that piece of dead wood. Having a third one is probably not going to hurt. Oronoscopy for it the first time, if I correctly. Or Sakalime works. Nope. We need 2 more points of sky for that. Librarian Lapidary makes a liquid with sky. We could use another Faust here with Sekalime. We need 10 total for that. We could use the Curious Hunt. Nope, that's for lantern, not sky. Could put a mark or a light, or something that's cooperative. So we find a light that has 2 sky on it. Let's see here. Maybe there's something over here we can use. No. So what else can this take? You can use a cooperative. So actually, I think doesn't yet. No, those only have 1 sky. Guess we'll have to hold off on that until we can get ourselves another sky. Something light. Any of these have sky on them? Doesn't look that way. Okay, and well, we'll wait until we have some better weather for that. So is there anything we can do with the lantern side of that? We could do something with aurorals. Oh, that's... we have some xanthotic essence here. Nope, that just makes more xanthotic essence. But we know that this makes a xanthotic essence now. Pyroglyphics makes xanthotic essence. Okay, so Inks of Revelation can make a precursor to Ashertine. But if we know the Ichor Vitreous, so let's see, that gives us 13. Is there any 2 lantern? We need 2 more lantern. So let's find us a material with 2 lantern. Bitter black salts is not lantern at all. Whispering Sand is only... Oh, so we could actually make Ichor Vitreous from sand. So let's actually go ahead and do that. We can make some more Ichor Vitreous. That way we're not wasting our sun. Roll Contemplations with liquid makes Xanthotic Essence. Yeah, I think we'll just use the sand to make some Ichor Vitreous. And then finally we'll look at this investigator's suitcase and see what we may find in there. Something confiscated. And that will not be done until tomorrow. Alright, our film is done. Nels Bishop's bewildering, widely derided final film. The film is unrelenting fusillade of apparently unrelated images. Birth, mirrors, grain threshers, animal attacks, crowds at stations, but a single image appears again and again, dominating the rush of images until the film is only a single static shot. The repeating image is a view through a grimy window pane of a nearby tower. There is a vague impression of flickering light around the tower top. Just as the film ends, smoke plumes from the tower. That's it. Nothing of note at all. Unless one happens to recognize the view of the Crucible Tower from the window of the librarian's quarters, and unless one happens to know that Ilse Bischoff never visited Brankrug, or even Britain, before her untimely death. Well, that's certainly interesting. So that gives us 2 Edicts Inviolable lessons and a Memory of Revelation. So we will mark the film with Memory Revelation. Not that I think we'll ever need to consult it again, but we have it in case we need it. Still need to learn how to read Hyksos so we can watch the open head. And we have 10 Forge here. We can definitely read that, which will give us more information on Lockworks and Clockworks, so that will help that out. Because it's that one is still rather low, I believe. I forgot we had that film over there to watch, but we remember it now. So we've also finished reading the Twin Serpent Tantra, 2 more lessons of Edicts Liminal, and a memory pattern. So we'll mark this with memory pattern. And put it on our red shelf down here. And one final book. We finished listening to the Velatari Interviews. Lacombe is not especially lucid, and the stare called robigoya evidently includes a malady of the lungs which causes coughing fits. He weakens audibly over the course of the interrogation. He is questioned about the disposition of various unsanctioned items recovered from a nocturnal branch raid on a castle at Ortuccio in the region of the Fusine Marshes. He is, however, defiant as well as incoherent. Lacombe insists the items have been put to good use. He derides Nocturnal Branch as the lackeys of Calyptra. Alarmingly, during the last few minutes of the interrogation, he begins to insist that his interrogator should burn the library. He waxes enthusiastic about the fire he wants to see, leading to a final coughing fit, after which the interview abruptly ends. So it's given us Memory of Stolen Secret, and another lesson of Edicts Inviolable. So we'll mark this with the memory. Not that we probably will need it because we do have a book that teaches us, but we have another source of it now if we happen to need to for whatever reason. And so let us look. We have Edicts Liminal, which is at level 4, needs Knock and Moth. And we have Edicts Inviolable, which is at level 4, and needs Heart or Moon. So that one will be the easy one to work with. So we have the Memory of Stolen Secret, which we will... let's see, can we keep that one? Yes, we can. We can hold that one over. And we can start, so we need 3 more lessons we need 3 more memories with heart or moon. Easy enough. So we can do Book of the Centipede. Gets us 1 moon. We can do Seventh Voice. Gets us another moon. And then we can come up here and do See Does Not Regret for Salt, which gives us 3 moon. And heck, we're going to need more, so let's load up our desks and start reading. So we can use Shaft there. And we can get Storm, gives us Heart. We can do Satisfaction, which also gets us Heart. We could do Solace, which also gets us Heart. Is there anything over here that gives us Heart or Moon that we have not used yet? Contradiction. And Perugian Diaries. So do we... Yes, we still have the governor's desk over here. This is where having a lot of desks comes in very handy. So that will give us enough. That should be enough to get Edicts Inviolable up to level 5 to 6. So we will just wait for the day to tick over, and we will leave it at that point. So actually, I think we'll go ahead and save our game here and call it a day, and we'll pick up from here tomorrow. So thank you all for joining me. If you've been enjoying what you've been seeing, please leave a like or a comment down below. If you want to see more of these, please subscribe, and I will catch you all tomorrow, where we will definitely be working on leveling our Edicts Inviolable up, and probably try and get Edicts Liminal up a bit more. So, I will see you all tomorrow.